On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how you can position your brand, not just positioning your brand, but building a high quality brand and positioning that brand in the hearts of the market. A lot of people get this wrong. Building a brand is not about always promoting your product or promoting your offer. Building a brand is not always looking for one customer to hard close. Go for the customer until you disturb the customer till you make the sale. This in itself destroys your brand. This in itself makes people to not like you or not trust you enough for them to give you their money. These are all the things that you're doing wrong, and today I'm going to teach you how you can position your brand online, and not just position your brand online, but attract high value people because of what you're going to learn today. A lot of what people do is that they go online and they start promoting their products. They start talking about themselves. They start talking about, the beauty of my product, the beauty of my offer, or the beauty of what I can give to you. They talk about all these things, and you never see anything that talks about the customer. You never see anything that talks about the clients, how the clients can get this using your product, or how the clients can achieve this using your product, or how the clients can get out of pain using your product, or how the clients can get into pleasure using your product. When you focus your attention on only what you want from them, you're going to lose the customers. And this is what a lot of people are doing. There are some persons I see online, they come to promote their product, and all they do is talk about themselves. All they do is, they are not realistic about the thing they are trying to offer to the marketplace, because you must first see yourself as a customer. And you seeing yourself as a customer, you have to put those customers you're trying to reach out in your own shoes. What do they want from me? How can I give them what they want? It's all about giving. It's all about giving. It's not receiving. No. The way you build a profitable brand is when you care enough for a customer in such a way that the customer are happy to give you money from their pockets because of the value they have seen that you're giving to them. So do not make this mistake, because these are the things that cost you your brand. I'll give you an example. When you purchase an iPhone, how do you feel? I'm going to give you a few. You feel like I'm on top of the world. I mean, people who do not use the iPhone are not in my class, right? You feel that. People who do not use the iPhone cannot take quality images or quality pictures or quality videos the way I do, and so I'm in a separate class than you. There's this feeling of a high class. There's this feeling of premium. There's this feeling of separating yourself from the many that uses the Android. I'm not saying Android is bad, but I'm saying this is how you feel. They've made you feel that you using the iPhone has made you top of the class, and so nobody can compare to you if they don't use the kind of iPhone that you do. And so even when, let's say, they produce the same version of the former version of the iPhone, people still purchase it, and that is okay. That is called building a brand. Now, some people say that building a brand is all about trending. No, building a brand is not all about trending. Yes, there is trending in it, but what are you trending for is the question. If you're building a brand all just to trend, well, that trend is only valid if the customer in return perceives something of you that they can associate themselves with. So if you're building a brand and all that the customer is thinking is about you want to get from them instead of them getting from you. If that is all you do, you want to trend because you want to make money for your business, which is the core goal, but there's a hidden agenda or there's a hidden factor to building a brand. You building a brand is about how you can serve the people. So I'm going to tell you what a brand is and what a brand is not. A brand is not Your name, even though your name is part of the brand. A brand is not your logo. A brand is not your color. A brand is not your aesthetics, even though that contributes to it. I'm going to tell you why. Your brand is not all these things I have mentioned. Now, what is a brand? I want you to listen. Your brand is a story that people always remember when they come in contact with you. When they remember your name, what is that story that they always remember? What is that feeling that they always remember when they come in contact with you or when they hear about you? Just like I gave the example for the iPhone. Whenever you hear about the iPhone, you hear about premium, you hear about high class, you hear about being equal with the high value people. Now, if your brand is that way, that in such a way that whenever people hear about you, they want to associate their worth with your name. They want to associate their worth with your product. They want to associate their worth with whatever you do. That is a brand. And awesome, it will be so awesome if that brand goes so viral. Now, what your brand going viral is not for virality's sake. It's not for being viral. Your brand going viral is to rent a space in people's heads. That is them accepting your story. That is them accepting or receiving that feeling. They hold it so dear in their hearts that whenever anyone tries to backlash your brand, they defend it. I mean, they don't know you, but because they have associated themselves with your brand in such a way that they get from your brand, they get value from your brand, and that value is now represented in their souls, in their hearts, they can defend your brand. So if all you take from this video today is that I am going to take care of my customers, I'm going to give my customers what they want, and I'm going to solve their problems. I'm not just there to sell the features of my products. I'm not just there to sell the aesthetics or the beauty of my product. No, I'm there to sell what the product can do for my customers to make them happy. That is building a brand that is going to last. Now, how do you position your brand online in the hearts of the market? Because like I said, you want to rent a space in people's heads. Example, you saw this beautiful house and then you want to take it because this house is beautiful and you can afford it. Of course, nothing is expensive, you just can't afford it. All right, I'm just throwing that in. But you got a house and then you want to rent that house. I'll tell you what, whenever stay in that house for a year or two, I assure you that there are some places you unconsciously go to get some things without you thinking twice or without you finding some stuffs. Because what has happened in the span of 2 years or in the space of 2 years is that you've checked around that house, you've seen everywhere you're supposed to see, you know everywhere you're supposed to keep some things, and then whenever you want to get them, you just go there like it's nothing. If a stranger comes to that house, what happens is that they get so uncomfortable, in quotes, in such a way that they can't navigate the house except you show them. Maybe you have 5 rooms in the house or in the building. They can't just go and find their way in. No, you have to show them where some things are because it is your house. That is the exact same thing when it comes to your customers. Your customer is the house, and you're trying to rent a space in their head such that whatever you are putting in that place must be familiar to them. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That such that whatever you are putting in that house, I mean, in their minds, must be familiar to them, and it must be something that is beneficial to them. Once you are done doing these things, in making sure that the space in their house, in their minds, is filled up with what you can give to them, they will automatically be drawn to your brand. That whenever they see a color, or whenever they see your logo, or whenever they see your product, they remember you because you've rented a space in their heads. And that space, what is inside that space is your value. What is inside that space is what you can offer to them. What is inside that space is what you can give to them. What is inside that space is the solution you've provided. And so when they hear about you, they just search in their house, in their minds, and they feel something about you. They say, if I come in contact with this guy, or with this lady, or with this woman, or with this man, because there are people that are boys, and there are people that are men, there are people that are girls, and there are people that are women. I'm just throwing this out there, you know. But whenever they come in contact with you, they feel safe that he's here to offer me something. He's here to give me something. He's here to solve my problems. And so they are happy to give you their money in exchange for what you're giving to them. That is how you position your brand online. So, by what I've said, when you're making a video, or when you're promoting your product, or when you're pitching your idea, all you must remember is, what are they getting out from this information? What am I giving to my clients, or to my customers, or to the prospects? What am I giving to strangers? Once you can give that value, once you can give something to them, once all you do or all you present is giving, surely you're going to receive. Surely you're going to receive. As long as you're a business and you're there to make profit, if all you do is give, you are going to receive it. So they say, give and it shall be given to you. Give and it shall be given to you. Not get and it shall be getting to you. No, you give to get. You don't get to get. If all you do is get, then you're going to be a liability. You're going to be a very big liability. People are going to cut you off. There's a check in your own life. Check in your own life. The best places you go to buy things is not because you just wanted to. It's because you saw something that you liked. Maybe the customer service, how they welcomed you, or how they packaged their products, how they greeted you, how they, talked to you. They talk to you in a soft manner, in a respectful tone. And then whenever you want to buy something, you associate yourself with that place. And so that is your place. That has become your home. That has become your space. This is it. This is how you position yourself to people. Now, a lot of people make mistakes in such a way that they might get this information, but they don't want to sit down to think and restructure how they are serving the clients, or how they are positioning themselves outside, which is online. If you can take in information and sit with it and restructure, even write it down, it's going to be ingrained in you that whatever you do, you're trying to give and you're getting in return. See, getting in return is not the problem. Giving, it is. Giving. That's the point. Giving, it is. If all you do is give, your business will grow. That is the conclusion of the whole matter. He said, he that must be greatest in business must be servant of all. These are the words of Christ. These are the words of Jesus himself. When he was washing the feet of the disciples, he said, he that must be greatest amongst you must be servant of all. So if your business must be the greatest in the world, depending on the vision you have for your business, or your brand, or your person, if you or your business must be the greatest in the world, then you must be there to serve. And whatever you say, protrude service. Even if you're teaching, you must give, you must show that you are serving. You must show that you are giving. You must show that you are there for them. You're there to serve them. You're there to help them. That is it. That is it. So I've talked about what a brand is. I've talked about how to go about your brand, to rent a space in people's heads that they have accepted your story as their own, and that they can defend your brand whenever it comes out of it. And I've talked about how you can position your brand online, which is come off as someone or a business or a brand. All this is under a brand. You're coming off, you're building your brand as a brand that is there to serve with whatever you have. I agree. You have an offer, you have a solution, you have an offer, you have a solution to give, you are solving a problem. What is the goal of solving a problem? The goal of solving a problem is to make it easy, is to clear out any doubts, is to clear out any hurdles, is to clear out any blocks, stumbling blocks that will make them fall. That is the goal. A problem is not something to be smiling with. You solve problems. How do you solve problems? You give solutions. You give solutions. So I'm wondering where the receiving mentality has entered the brand space, or has entered the business space, or has entered the personal brand space. All this is under a brand. And I'm telling you, a lot of brands are all there to get, what can I get from my customers? How can I receive money from my customers? Where can I get the next money from my customers? No. How can I solve my customer's problem? That is what you should be thinking about. What am I here to solve? Once you show that value to your customers, they will give you their money. Once you solve a problem, they will give you their money. I'll give you an example. I use my screens a lot, and I was having a little eye strain, and I didn't want it to go beyond what it is. And so I was like, okay, what is the solution to this problem? The solution to my problem is I need to buy this. I need to buy a photochromic glass. How do I get it? Guess what? I had to ask someone who had it before. Where did you get yours? The person located showed me the location. I went there to purchase of their product. They didn't come to find me. I went there to find them. Why? They have something that I need. You have something your customer needs, but are you showing it off like you are there to show that you have it, and you're not there to show that you are there to solve their problems with it? It is one thing to have these glasses and you tell me that this glasses is photochromic, which it is, or these glasses they don't break easily. These are features. I'm talking about features. These glasses, you can bend it up and down, it doesn't get weak, which me and you know is not true. But I'm just saying, these are what a lot of people do. Now, what you're supposed to do right is, you're supposed to tell me, see, whenever you wear these glasses, your eye problems are going to go by 30%. 30% of your problems are solved. You can walk on the road feeling premium while protecting your eyes from the sun rays. Or you can look at your screen and all you see is cool. You see the cool text. You see the cool visuals without straining your eyes. You become healthy by 90%. I'm not saying you should lie, but I'm saying these are the things that the customer wants. They want to feel like their eyes are safe. They are not looking for the structure of this. No, they are looking for safety. Safety. And then you can even come off as, when you put on these glasses, alongside with making your eyes safe, you will feel big. You feel like the boss. You feel like this learned guy in school, that whenever they see you, they see, this one knows book. Well, in Nigeria, when they say this one knows book, we mean this person is intelligent. Yeah, you come off as intelligent, which is not really true, because even people that are not intelligent, they wear glasses. I'm intelligent, yeah, but I'm just saying, these are the things you sell to your customers. These are the things you sell to your clients. These are the things you sell to your prospects. If you can take this and put it in your own brand, in your own business, in what you sell, you are going to make a lot of sales. So when you do all these things well, there is no way you're not going to make sales. There is no way. There is no way. There is no way. And your customers are going to like you more. They are going to know you that they are going to know you as someone who is there to help them. And they are going to trust you enough to get out money from their pockets in exchange for the value they have seen and they have received. Because they first receive in their minds before they see it in physical or in virtual, whichever way you're serving them. Once they get this in their heads, and once you get this in your business, it's going to be big. I'm going to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.